I gave my fiancée two options. Option one, she could walk into her own bridal shower, an event her mother had planned for months, and confess to our families and friends that she'd been cheating on me with my best man. Or there was option two, and option two, well, option two was so much worse. She looked at me, horrified, knowing her entire life was hanging on the choice she was about to make. If you believe that the deepest betrayals deserve the most satisfying justice, you've come to the right place. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe, because you are about to hear a story of how a man, broken by the two people he trusted most, meticulously dismantled their lives piece by piece. For years, that's how long we were together. For years of building a life with a woman I thought was my soulmate, a woman we'll call C. We were 25, we were engaged, and our wedding was set for August. Life felt perfect. Our families weren't just close, they were woven together. Her parents treated me like the son they never had. Her dad, a partner at a successful accounting firm, saw potential in me. He didn't just give me a job after I graduated. He mentored me, guided me. He was a man I deeply respected. And then there was B, my best friend since we were kids building forts in the backyard. He wasn't like a brother to me. He was my brother. He was the one I called when I had good news, the one I leaned on when things were tough. He was my best man. When I asked him, he clapped me on the back, a huge grin on his face, and said, "Always." We were a unit, the three of us. I remember one summer night, just last year, sitting on the porch of the small house we were saving up for, sharing a cheap bottle of wine. C was curled up against me, her head on my chest, and B was across from us, telling some stupid, hilarious story. I remember looking at them, at the two most important people in my world, and feeling a sense of peace so profound it almost hurt. I was the luckiest man alive. Or so I thought. The change was subtle at first. A few months ago, I started to notice little things. A sudden silence when I'd walk into the room. The way they both quickly flipped their phones over. I'd ask what they were talking about, and I'd get quick, "Oh, nothing, just work stuff," from B, or a forced, overly bright smile from C. I told myself I was just being paranoid. I was pulling 60-hour weeks at the firm, studying for my CPA exam at night, and trying to be involved in the wedding planning. The stress was immense. "Of course, you're imagining things," I told myself. "You're exhausted. Don't be that jealous, insecure guy. You trust them." I trusted them completely, so I pushed the feeling down. I ignored the knot that had started to form in my stomach. That was my first mistake. About a month ago, my world ended via text message. I was at my desk, trying to focus on a spreadsheet when my phone buzzed. It was an unknown number. The message contained a screenshot of a text conversation, an incredibly explicit conversation, and then pictures of C and B, together, in ways that made bile rise in my throat. My hands started to shake. The numbers on the screen blurred. A cold wave washed over me, a physical sensation of dread so powerful I felt like I was drowning. The final text in the unknown number was simple, brutal, and to the point. They're at hotel name. Room 402. You deserve to know. I don't remember the drive. I just remember the feeling of the steering wheel slick with sweat under my hands, my heart hammering against my ribs like a trapped bird. I walked through the sterile, quiet hotel lobby in a daze. The ride up the elevator felt like an eternity. Each floor dinging past was a tick on a clock, counting down to the detonation of my life. I stood in front of room 402, my breath catching in my chest. I had an emergency key card for our apartment. It worked on the hotel room door. The lock clicked open with a sickening finality. And there they were. The scene was exactly what you would imagine. The two people I loved most in the world, wrapped up in a tangle of sheets and betrayal. A strange thing happened. There was no screaming, no rage, just a profound, terrifying emptiness. It was like my soul had been scooped out, leaving a hollow shell. In that silent void, a new part of me was born. A cold, calculating part. I calmly lifted my phone, took several clear pictures of them. The room, their clothes on the floor. Then I turned around and walked out, closing the door softly behind me. I went back to our apartment, my apartment now, and packed a bag. Just the essentials. passport, social security card, laptop. I took the expensive watch her parents had given me for graduation. I took the engagement ring. I left the apartment key on the counter, a silent testament to the end of everything. At a cheap motel across town, I sat on the edge of the bed for hours as the emptiness slowly, surely, began to curdle into white-hot rage. Not the kind of rage that makes you punch walls. The kind that makes you patient. The kind that makes you smart. Her dad was my boss. Our lives were a tangled mess. I couldn't just light a match. I had to disconnect every wire, one by one, until the whole structure was ready to collapse on their heads at the press of a single button. The revenge had begun. First, I logged into our joint savings account, the house fund. With a few cold, satisfying clicks, I transferred every single penny into a personal account she couldn't touch. Second, the wedding venue. The $10,000 non-refundable deposit her parents had paid. I called the manager, explained the situation calmly and professionally. I didn't yell or cry. I just stated the facts. And a miracle happened. The manager, a woman named Carol, was so disgusted by their behavior that she promised to try and rebook the date. If she did, she'd refund 75% of the deposit to me. I agreed. Third, the evidence. The flash drive. I spent a whole night going through our shared computer. It was a digital graveyard of their affair. More texts, more pictures. Hotel receipts paid for with her dad's credit card. They were sloppy, arrogant. I downloaded everything, organized it, and saved it to multiple encrypted flash drives. The next 2 weeks were the hardest of my life. I went to work every day. I saw her dad. I saw Abby across the office. He wouldn't look at me, his guilt radiating off him like heat. I was a ghost, haunting the ruins of my own life, and they had no idea. While they worried, I moved. I secretly signed a lease for a new apartment, and piece by piece, moved my life out of the one we had shared. The final act was set for her bridal shower, the perfect stage for the perfect implosion. The day of the shower, I texted C for the first time. 5 simple words. We need to talk. Meet me at our apartment. She agreed immediately, probably thinking it was her chance to win me back. When she walked in, I was sitting on a couch in the now mostly empty living room. The space echoed with our dead memories. She saw my face, my cold, empty eyes, and the performance began. The tears, the apologies, it was a one-time mistake, lies. I let her talk. I watched her, not as a woman I loved, but as an opponent. When she finally ran out of breath, I spoke. My voice was calm, level, and devoid of any emotion. I'm not here to talk about us, I said. I'm here to give you your options. I slid a single manila envelope across the coffee table. She opened it. Inside was just one 8 by 10 glossy photo. A picture of her and B in that hotel room. The color drained from her face. She looked like she'd seen a ghost. Option 1. I stated, leaning forward, you go to your bridal shower right now. You walk in, you stand in front of your mother, your father, my parents, and all of our friends, and you tell them exactly what you did. You tell them the wedding is off, and you explain in detail why. She started sobbing, shaking her head, whispering, I can't do that. Okay, I said, my voice dangerously soft. Then option 2. I paused, letting the silence hang in the air. You say nothing. We go on with the wedding. We'll stand at that altar, we'll say our vows, and we will get married. And for every single day for the rest of our miserable lives, you will know that I have this. I held up the small, black flash drive between my thumb and forefinger. I will own you, see. I continued. Your reputation, your relationship with your parents, your entire social circle. It will all belong to me. Every time you smile at me, you'll be wondering if today is a day I burn your world to the ground. I will be your own personal prison, and I will never, ever let you forget what you did. She stared at the flash drive like it was a snake poised to strike. Her mind was racing, trying to find a way out. There wasn't one, but I had one last gift for her. Oh, and by the way, I added casually, I know about the money you've been embezzling from your dad's company account. Those minor discrepancies he was worried about, I found them. It's all on here, too. That was it. The checkmate. Final, shattering blow. The hope in her eyes died completely, replaced by pure, abject terror. She knew she was utterly and completely trapped. She chose option 1. I didn't go to the shower, but I heard it was a bloodbath. A screaming, crying, nuclear-level implosion of a family. He was fired on the spot by C's father. His own family disowned him. C's confession destroyed everything. The wedding was off. The venue was rebooked. The money was returned to me. C's father, a man of integrity, called me the next day, offered generous severance, and reported his own daughter for embezzlement. They tried to destroy me. They tried to break me down in the most humiliating way possible. But all they did was show me a strength I never knew I had. Sometimes, the only way to heal from a fire is to walk away from the ashes, knowing you were the one who controlled the burn. If this story gave you a sense of sweet, satisfying justice, do me a favor and smash that like button, and let me know in the comments, what do you think of the two options? Did she make the right choice? And of course, if you want to hear more stories of epic revenge, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You won't want to miss what's coming next.